What's up everyone, Kaiju no Kami here, and this is my Q&A number 7. I got a few questions from some of you, only 8 of you this time around, so it's only all on one page, which is kind of strange. Usually you have 3 to 4 pages, but you know what? That's cool with me, because that means this is going to go by quickly, and it is Q&A number 7, so a lot of people have already asked the questions they want to ask. But when I do the next Q&A, feel free to send more questions. There is no limit. You don't have to ask one question in one and that's it forever. You can ask questions in every single one of them, or you can ask questions in every other one, however you'd like. You can ask one question, you can ask 5 questions, whatever the case. Click subscribe if you haven't done so. Click the like button, click the bell, because that's all part of the ad revenue now, because YouTube sucks. Anyway, Q&A number 7 has begun. Let's see. First question. Shay Smithers. Got 3 questions for the Q&A. 1. How was Red Dead Redemption 2 compared to the first one overall in your opinion? Better or no? I loved Red Dead Redemption 2. I started playing it the night it came out when I was able to pick it up at 9 p.m. at Target and a long ass install. And I finished it mid-December? Yeah. I finished it mid-December because I pretty much rushed through Shadow of the Tomb Raider to get that beaten by Christmas. But yeah, so I played through a month and a half basically for Red Dead Redemption 2. I loved it. The only complaint I really have with it are really the horse physics. Not specifically the horse physics itself, but the stupid ass horse that if it gets too far away, you can't whistle it because it's stuck. Like if you have your horse on top of a mountain and you fall off that mountain, you just gotta wait until the game automatically resets your horse for you, because you're never gonna get that horse again. And that was freaking annoying. Same with the times when your weapons would just reset back to your horse. Like there was one mission I'm in, I pull out my rifle, I'm shooting, I die. Or did I die? Well, one time I died when it respawned. I didn't have my weapons on me. They were back on my horse, and my horse wasn't around. There was another mission where I went to this place, the cutscene activated. As soon as the cutscene came off, my weapons were just gone. All I had was my one handgun. And then it happened again in another mission with the legendary bear, when me and I can't think of his name now, we go up to the mountainous area and the bear shows up. My weapons teleported back to my horse, so I had to shoot the bear with the freaking revolver, which was annoying as hell. But other than that, and the really weird wanted system, like I would kill a guy and there'd be no one around, but then it would say there was a witness, and blah. That was kind of annoying. Other than that, though, I loved Red Dead 2. The story was well done. The locations were great. There was so much variety. I loved just riding on the trains and stealing trains. That was a lot of fun. Overall, it was an amazing game. Perhaps this gaming generation's best game. Right up there with Witcher 3. The only thing, compared to the first one, like I said, the first one I kind of liked some of the weapon aspect was better than the first one. Okay. Question 2. Is there a chance you may someday do a top 10 video games video? I know you've got everything all planned out for most of the year probably. Just saying it'd be something cool to see down the road. You know what? I would like to do a top 10 video games. I would also, though, probably just want to... I'd have to gather footage. And obviously the only way to gather footage would be to go to other YouTubers. If I'm going to do that, I probably would contact other YouTubers to see if they're cool with me using their footage. And I would just put them in the credits as credited for the footage. Because if it's gonna be something where I'm gonna be using more than like 10 seconds of their gameplay, where I would occasionally for a joke, I definitely want to give them credit for using their gameplay footage. But yeah, that's actually a good idea. I never thought of doing a top 10 on my video games. I've got top 10 Sentai playing when I finally watch Abba Ranger, top 10 Doctor Who stuff, a few top 10 Doctor Who videos planned, but I never considered a top 10 video game one. Thanks for the idea. Don't know why I didn't think of it. Question 3. What's your opinion on each of these shows? If you've seen them, of course. Paranoia Agent. Wasn't really a fan of it. I don't know if it was just because Cartoon Network was airing it like once a week, I think. I couldn't get into it that way. Never really watched Samurai Champloo. Rap just isn't really my thing, so I never really got into it. It seemed fine from what I've seen of it. The Big O, I love. It's on my shelf. I got the Blu-ray for Christmas, and I've been really wanting to watch it. I just haven't had time to rewatch the series, but I loved Big O. Schwartzwald was cool. Alan Gabriel was amazing. Alan Gabriel was one of my considerations for one of my first cosplays, but I don't know if I really want to fully dress up in a suit and everything like that. Outlaw Star, another good one. Outlaw Star was interesting for me because I saw it on Cartoon Network where it was horribly butchered, so I never really got into it. But when I got the Blu-ray set and watched it from the Blu-ray, I really enjoyed it there. So that's definitely a show that's better when you're watching chunks at one time and uncut than one edited episode a day. Trigun. Again, never really got into Trigun. I don't know, just not my thing. I kind of found it boring. I did like the second half more than the first half. And I did like Legato. Legato was pretty cool. The original Berserk anime. I loved the Berserk anime. The music was great. The animation, for the most part, was good. The English dub was actually quite good. Especially the outtakes. If you've never watched the outtakes, look them up on YouTube. They're there. But I like the Berserk anime. It's just... At this point, there's no point in watching it because... it never finished the series and never actually went into even some of the early chapters details with like the Slug King and stuff. So, but it was cool. All right, the Russian Wanderer is here. Oh, yeah, I'll worry about that after I get to these questions. Here's my questions. Do you think Super Sentai should be cancelled? Can you speak Japanese? Should Kamen Rider be on Shout Factory or Disney Plus? Okay. Super Sentai, I don't think it needs to be canceled, but I think it needs to go on hiatus. I think they should take it off, and then bring it back for the 50th anniversary in 2025, fully rejuvenated. This way they can put their top team on it. They want to do good stuff with it. They want to do right by it. There. That's how they should do it. Right now, the series are just a mess. Like right now, Rio Soldier's pretty much... the script tells us we do this and we go here. So let's do that. And that's pretty much all Rio Soldier is. The mech fights are cool, but that's really all it has going for it. So I don't think it should be canceled. Just put on hiatus. Can you speak Japanese? Very, 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 very little. I had studied back in the early 2000s. Krelika Kane and I were trying to go to Japan to teach English, so I was studying katakana. I had this program on my computer that I could type in katakana or characters like K8 and it would change to the katakana, and then I could also change them into the kanji. That's actually how I ended up searching for items when I would buy my Region 2 DVDs from Amazon Japan, is I would type up the name of the show in the translator and then copy and paste it into the Amazon Japan search bar. So I could do Kamen Rider. I taught myself how to read and write katakana. I used to be able to read it flawlessly. Now that it's been several years since I really don't use it that much, some characters I still know right off the bat. Other ones I'm like, I know. Oh, what is that one? I know that one. So I know very little Japanese. I know enough to be able to understand simple shows like Toku shows that are geared towards kids. I can understand most of those series raw, so if I really need to watch a series raw, I have no issue. But when you get to more complicated things, then it starts to be where I catch smaller amounts compared to other stuff. Kaiju stuff is pretty easy to understand with the basics I know too. Should Kamen Rider be on Shout Factory or Disney Plus? Neither. Kamen Rider should be on DVD and Blu-ray. Now, who would I want to license Kamen Rider? Discotek or Sentai Filmworks. Discotek or Sentai Filmworks would be my top choice. I don't know if I would want Funimation to license it, just because, yeah, their business practices are not exactly great. That's all I should say, because, yeah, we'll just leave it there. Did you hear Justina's licensed by Discotek? Of course! I've got a pre-order on Rightstuf. I'm going to review it after it comes out. Should Sentai get boobs and sex for it to stay relevant? Not really. You don't need boobs and sex to be relevant. You just need good storytelling. People will ignore the flaws if you tell a good story. It's like Die Ranger. I think Die Ranger is the greatest Toku series ever made. Is it flawless? No. But I can overlook the flaws because everything else that I love about it is done so well, I ignore those flaws. It's just like, say, the original Halloween movie. It's my second favorite horror movie of all time. Is it flawless? No, it has quite a few flaws. But I love it so much, I ignore those flaws because I'm too busy enjoying it to go, oh, that's flawed. Oh, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. If you write a good product where your audience is going to be entertained, it doesn't matter what your content is, flawless or not. They're going to love it. It's like Avengers Endgame, where people are tearing apart the time traveling aspect. Like, people, who cares? Were you entertained? If you were entertained, it shouldn't matter. It doesn't need to make sense. All it needs to do is entertain you. Now, if it doesn't entertain you and it doesn't make sense, then fine, pick it apart. But if you're like, I like the movie, but whatever. So you don't need sex and boobs to stay relevant. In fact, I think that is the most cliche way to go. If you have to be relevant by putting in sex and boobs, then you shouldn't exist in the first place. Alright, so I hope you liked my answers. Hopper Hell Brothers Psycho. Hey! I'm not sure if you answered this in a video, but what Power Ranger seasons do you think are better than their Sentai counterparts? SPD. I like SPD way better than Deca Ranger. Part of it is because Deca Ranger doesn't have a plot. It's just individual stories for 50 episodes, which, it has some cool ideas, and Jasmine's pretty cool, but I like SPD better. It has a main villain. It doesn't have Bond, this spastic, loudmouth Red Ranger that needs to take medication. I really like the dude who is the Red Ranger in SPD. Bridge, Z. I can't remember their names now. It's Bridge, Z. Taylor? No, Taylor's Wild Force. Zane? No. Oh well. But I like the Red Ranger, even if I can't remember his name suddenly. I'm sure I'm going to like RPM much better than Go-Onger, but that doesn't take much. That's probably it from what I can think of. Because most of the Power Rangers, Lightspeed Rescue I liked a lot, but not better than Go-Go 5. So yeah, I'm just going to say SPD and, well, right now just SPD. I can't really say RPM for sure since I haven't seen it yet. Okay. Sonic Gamer. How did you first hear that Power Rangers is actually an American edit of Super Sentai? I actually heard about it, well, was it from that magazine? Yeah, it was from that magazine, right? Okay, so there was a toy magazine I had back in 1993, or would occasionally get, and there was this article in here about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is coming to America. And I was reading it, and they're like, The hit Japanese show is coming to America's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It features 5 teenagers wearing rainbow-colored uniforms who fight evil Rita and her evil space aliens Fly Guy, King Sphinx, Babu, and Squat. In October, a 6th Ranger will be coming into the show, a Green Ranger and his mighty Dragon Zord. And so on with that, where I talk about the Zords and stuff. So, I knew right there it was Japanese, but I don't think it really clicked until I was actually watching the show. Because after 2 episodes, we're watching it because my dad would watch it with me, and he's like, and we're just like, oh wait, those are Japanese backgrounds. Oh, it's like a Godzilla movie. Okay, cool. And then I found him another book that talked about Barai dying and Jew Ranger and all that stuff. So I pretty much knew Power Rangers was Japanese right from the get-go. It just didn't click until like 2 episodes in no, actually it was a couple more episodes in because they aired the Dumpster, the Pudgy Pig episode, then they started it back up and it was the Gnarly Gnome episode. That was the episode where I realized it was indeed a Japanese show. Even though, like I said in the book, it told me it was a Japanese show, but it didn't click with me at that time. And actually, funny story before I do something else, which people were like, so being Power Rangers was this huge phenomenon. Stores were like, we sell Power Rangers, but you would go in the store and they would be like bootleg Power Rangers. So this one store by us, we're walking and it said, we now carry Power Rangers. Yeah, okay, we go in there, they've got this huge bin of Power Rangers with motorcycles. Looking at it like, this Green Ranger doesn't have a gold shield, this Green Ranger has a white chest. How is this a Power Ranger? This isn't Power Rangers. The Green Ranger has a gold chest. He doesn't have a gold lion helmet. He has a dragon helmet. Same with this Pink Ranger. She doesn't got that bird for a helmet and white chest. She's got pink chest with white diamonds. Well, if you're not figuring out what I meant, it turned out years later, I found out that what I was looking at, that store was selling the Die Rangers with their motorcycles. And of course, because Die Ranger is my favorite Sentai series, now I'm kind of kicking myself that I thought those were bootlegs and never bought one of them. They'll teach me for thinking something was a bootleg when I was 11 years old. Okay. Anyway. What else do we have here? Chandler Chamberlain. What are your top 10 Batman the Animated Series episodes? Okay. I have a top 10 Batman the Animated Series video planned for this year. I just need to finish watching the Blu-ray set because I've only got 1 disc left and then I want to do this top 10. I've just been waiting till I get that done. So, I'm not going to give you my full list. But I will give you 2 episodes that will be on the list and 2 episodes that won't be on the list. 2 episodes that will be on the list. This one's going to be easy. Almost got them. It's practically on everybody's list. You just can't beat the episode with all the villains at a table, playing cards, talking about the time they almost got Batman. And the great thing is that would have been an easy-ass clip show for them to do. They could have just made that whole concept and showed clips from previous episodes, but no, they chose to make brand new stories to go with that episode. That is even more ingenious. That is awesome. Because today it would have been a clip show. So, almost got them. And then, naturally, Legends of the Dark Knight will be on the list. You know, the one with the kids where they're telling their stories, the viewpoint of Batman, and you have you have a Silver Age Batman, you have the Dark Knight Returns Batman, which is voiced by the awesome, amazing Michael Ironside. And then you have just the normal Batman showing up. 2 episodes that won't appear on the list, but I really, really like. Harley Quinade, the one where Harley Quinade, or is it Harley's Holiday? The one where Harley gets released from prison and she ends up thinking that they're that they're accusing her of stealing a shirt when she didn't, and she kidnaps Veronica Vreeland, and they go on this adventure, and Veronica's dad's chasing after them. This other gangster's chasing after them. That's one of my favorite. Actually, I think that is Harley's Holiday. Harley Quinn 8, I think, is the one where she teams up with Batman and Robin when Joker steals the bomb. And then another one that won't appear on my list, even though I really like it, is his Silicon Soul, where with the robot Batman. That is a really dark episode and a really good one. And you know what? Two of my least favorite episodes in the series, Critters and The Underdwellers. I don't know. I don't like The Underdwellers, but then I also don't like Prophecy of Doom from the first season either. But those two just aren't my favorites. Okay. But I hope you're satisfied since I am going to do a video on it soon. Nolan Ueno. Number 1. What is your opinion on Ultraman X, Max, Ace, 80, and Ultra Galaxy? The only one I've seen of that list is X. I liked X. It's not the greatest Ultraman series. I think that there was that left a lot to be desired, but I liked X. I haven't seen Max yet. Max was going to be the next show I was going to watch until Crunchyroll lost the license. Ace, I don't think that one's been licensed in America. 80, I did not get to see either before Crunchyroll lost the license. And I'm not 100% familiar with Ultra Galaxy. Is that the one that's on the monsters? Because I don't really know much on that one. Number 2, what is your favorite Godzilla human characters outside Showa films? Outside Showa films. Yuri from GMK and her father. What's her name from the Kiru movies? Now I can't think of her name. But the main girl from the Kiru movies. Io and her dad from 2000. And then the Saudi Arabian agent in Biolante. What animation company should get the rights to do a Godzilla TV show, and what will the show be about? What animation company should get the rights to do a Godzilla TV show? That's hard to say because since a lot of animation companies use foreign animation studios, I guess if they were to do an animation, I would like to see Madhouse tackle a Godzilla animation TV show. They could probably do a good job, or Production IG, but I want it in standard 2D animation, not CGI. 2D animation. What will the show be about? Godzilla? Okay, let's go with this. If I were to make a Godzilla show, I would have it, of course, Godzilla attacked Japan 1954. Godzilla is assumed dead. In 1964, Godzilla rises once again. Mothra has to take out Godzilla. They don't know if it's the same Godzilla or a new Godzilla. Then in 1974, a group of aliens come to Japan, attack. So Godzilla rises once again and defeats Mechagodzilla. Godzilla disappears. 1984 comes. Godzilla rises once again. He attacks Japan. They hold him off with some new weapons that they used creating with the remains of Mechagodzilla. They still can't hold him off fully well, but they do. They defeat Godzilla. They send him down a volcano. Sound familiar? Got in 1999, Godzilla wakes up and is freed from the volcano. He's changed because he's changed from all the heat in the volcano. His dorsal fins are now sharper and bigger and pointier. And we basically have the Kiru movie story with Kiru, where they took the remains of the old Mechagodzilla, found the bones to the original Godzilla, and merged them together to create Kiru. So yeah, basically it would be set in the Kyoto universe, but I would have it set up like that style where like every 10 years Godzilla was coming back until he was in that volcano, so he doesn't come back for 15 years. 2004 is when they finish Kiru and Godzilla comes back. They defeat Godzilla again, and then a new monster menace comes, so Godzilla has to save the Earth. But that's essentially what I think the show should be about. Do you have any movie ideas for the Monsterverse? Well, they should have done a movie on Atlantis before bringing Atlantis into this new King of the Monsters movie. That has like this whole mythology they could have done beforehand. Have it that Atlantis creates Megalon and Gigan and they go crazy, and King Caesar, another guardian monster, shows up to defeat Gigan and Megalon. Gigan is... well... you can then have a movie set in modern day where they find Gigan's remains and decide to create a cyborg. But yeah, they should have done a movie on Atlantis before bringing it into Godzilla King of the Monsters. They should have done a movie on Mothra before bringing it into Godzilla King of the Monsters. They should have done a movie on Rodan before bringing it into King of the Monsters. They should have done a movie on that giant elephant thing before King of the Monsters. Or, well, that one they can do after King of the Monsters. But yeah, they should have done multiple movies leading up to King of the Monsters so that there wasn't a 5-year gap. Because that's really what I feel like killed King of the Monsters at the box office. Was a 5-year gap. Alright, what giant monster fight do you want to see that doesn't have Godzilla? For example, I want George from Rampage to fight the female Titan. I want to see Rodan versus... or do you mean like without Godzilla monsters? Or just Godzilla himself? Well, let's just go without Godzilla himself. I would like to see Rodan fight the Flying Muto. I would actually... so, from any series though, how about... well, I guess, are we talking about movie Rampage or video game Rampage? Because if it's video game Rampage, I want to see Reptar versus the dinosaur from Rampage. You know, Reptar from Rugrats? That would be cool. Actually, Reptar versus Godzilla would be awesome. I'm going to have to think on that question. See if I can think of anything else. Gamera versus Gorgo? Rodan versus the giant bird from Ebera? Oh, wait. Do you mean... oh, that might be female Titan from Attack on Titan. Not the female Titan Muto. Okay. The female Titan from Attack on Titan. Alright. So yes, Reptar and... I want to see Reptar fight King Kong. Reptar versus King Kong. And I just said Reptar versus Godzilla, even though you said no Godzilla. Alright. Aiden Deflata Foresta. If Discotek releases more Metal Heroes and obscure Toku, what would you like to see? Jiban. Jiban. Okay, mostly it's Jiban. I haven't actually watched Jiban yet myself, but I want to see it. I want to see that. I just said that. I'm repeating myself. Okay. Anyway, besides Jiban, which I want to see because of Sugimura, B-Fighter Kabuto. I'd also like to see Gavin get a release in the US. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for Metalder. I guess I wouldn't mind seeing Metalder. I was never big into VR Troopers, so those are not like my top priorities for Toku shows. It's kind of weird because, well, no, maybe it's not kind of weird. But yeah, VR Troopers I never really got into, so I've never been in a rush to see Metalder, Spielbahn, or Scheider. Scheider's the one. It was right. I always get the two space sheriffs mixed up for some reason. Scheider and Shiravan. No, the blue one was Sharavan. Whatever. But yeah, for some reason I have never been out to a rush to see those because I never really watched VR Troopers. I do want to see them at some point. It's just never been like, I bought the Region 2 DVDs of B-Fighter Kabuto because I had watched Beetleborgs Metallics. I wanted to see B-Fighter Kabuto, especially because I really loved Nukas in Metallics, so I really wanted to see Raijal in B-Fighter Kabuto. But yeah, so the B-Fighter series I would love to see Discotek at. Jiban. You know what? Even though I wasn't blown away with Wind Spectre, I wouldn't mind Wind Spectre. It was enjoyable for what it was. Have you seen Men in Black International? I have not. But then I haven't even watched Men in Black 2 or 3 because I was never all that big on even the first movie. I love the soundtrack, but I never could get into the first Men in Black movie. I did like the cartoon series, though. That was pretty good. And some of the original comic books, from what I looked at, were kind of cool. What are your expectations for Ultraman Taiga, and have you watched Jiban? Ha! Yeah, okay. No, I have not watched Jiban yet, outside of clips, when I would use my panels. I do want to. In fact, if it wasn't for Just Beyond coming out this summer, I probably would start watching Jiban to review it. Ultraman Taiga is the new one. I don't know. I haven't even watched Ruby yet. I was watching them when they were on Crunchyroll, and then because Crunchyroll lost the license, I had no desire to go find fan subs of Ruby because I was like, well, Ruby was supposed to be licensed. What the hell? It seems like ever since Subaraya won their lawsuit against Chayo, they stopped caring about the American market. So for Taiga, I don't know. I don't really know too much on it. I just know there's one really creepy looking muscular Ultra. And then Taiga is Tiga. No, he's not Tiga's son. He is... No? I forget who Taiga is. The son of... I thought he's supposed to be the son of someone. But maybe I'm wrong. Alright. Final questions. Cole Robinson Boyven. Are there any popular Western cartoons on right now that you enjoy? I'm a big fan of the DuckTales reboots. Not at the moment, really. Because Voltron ended. And I have no interest in Star Wars not Rebels. I liked Rebels. I have no interest in whatever the new one is. I don't know. I just don't care about Poe enough as a character to watch this new series. I also don't like the animation from the trailers I saw. Young Justice is stuck to the DC streaming service, so I'm not really going to be watching that. Samurai Jack's over. So no, actually I don't have any Western cartoons right now that I'm watching. I don't like the art style for DuckTales. So I'm not really interested in giving it a try. I've heard it's really great, so who knows, maybe in a couple years I'll change my mind. But, oops, right now, no, I don't have any Western cartoons that I'm enjoying. Or at least none that are coming to mind. Nope, there's nothing DC related I care about. Nothing Marvel related. Nope, no Western cartoons right now. But who knows? Like I said, because Voltron finished, that was pretty much the last one I was watching at that time. So, whatever. That is the end of the question. So, as I said, everyone who sent me a question, I'm going to put you in a drawing for this Overwatch figure. I am going to... Actually, this is tiny. I'm going to use the Loot Crate box that I did an unboxing video of before this. So, because you know what? This way I can actually spin these around more. 1. There were 8 names. Let's see. Just to double check, no one sent me any Q&A to do right as like a last minute, right? Alright, no Q&A. Okay. Yep. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they are in here. So I'm going to mix this up. This Q&A video is brought to you by Loot Crate. Go check out Loot Crate lootcrate.com/kaijunokami and put in kaijunokami in the 10% off discount code. Self-promotion there. I've got 24 minutes left of battery life, so I've probably got like 10 minutes of battery life, so I gotta make this quick. Alright, it should be mixed up enough, right? Whoops. All right. And the winner of the Overwatch set is Cole Robinson Boyven. All right. Congratulations, Cole. Email me your shipping info and I will ship this out to you probably, well, if not, probably not today, probably after the 4th of July holiday weekend. So yeah, just email me your shipping info. Everyone else, thank you for sending me questions. I hope I answered all of them well. And until the next time, bye.